Today's lesson is over systems of equations and graphing a system of equation on a coordinate grid together. So the first thing we need to talk about is systems of linear equations. What is that? That is two or more linear equations with the same variables. Now, solutions of an SOE or system of equations is an ordered pair. X, Y. That satisfies both equations, okay? So the solution is going to be one ordered pair that fits into both equations. And I'm going to show you that here in a minute. Check if an ordered pair is a solution for an SOE, a system of equations. You first have to substitute the x, y into each equation, the ordered pair. You have to check if it is a solution. If both are true, then the ordered pair is a solution. Okay, so let's look at this. This says, is negative 3, 1 a solution of x plus y equals negative 2 and x plus 5y equals 2? So what we're going to do, x equals negative 3, y equals 1. And on this side, x equals negative 3, y equals 1. All right. So I just took these ordered pairs and I wrote them out. Now over here, I'm going to use the equation x plus y equals negative 2. And here, we're going to use the equation x plus 5y equals 2. All right. So x is negative 3. I'm just going to fill in what I have. X is negative 3. Y is 1. And I'm going to solve. Okay. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2, and negative 2 is negative 2. So it works on that side, okay? So now let's substitute negative 3 and then 1 on this one. So you have negative 3, that's a 3, plus 5 times 1 equals 2. You have to multiply first, so you have negative 3 plus 5 equals 2. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2. 2 equals 2, all right? So yes, this is a solution. So yes, negative 3, 1 is a solution. Okay? So if you can take the ordered pair, you can substitute it into both equations, and you'll have both sides match. Right here, you have negative 2 equals negative 2 and 2 equals 2. Then it is a solution, or it's a solution to the system of equations. Now let's talk about graphing them. When you're graphing a systems of equation, you have to graph each line. You have to find the intersection and write the intersection as an ordered pair, okay? So the first one we're going to graph, equation 1, x plus y equals 3. And the second equation that we're going to graph is y equals x plus 1. All right. In order to graph a system of equations, you must always be in the form y equals mx plus b, okay? Is number 1 in that form, y equals mx plus b? No. So what we have to do is we have to solve for y. X plus y equals 3. I have to solve for y. I do that by subtracting x on both sides. This cancels out, and y equals negative x plus 3. All right, so this is actually y equals negative x plus 3. All right, so there's the first equation. Here's the second equation. Now what I want to do is I want to go next to each one of them and write out my m and my b, because b is your starting point. It's your y-intercept, and slope is going to be your rise over your run. M equals negative 1 over 1, and my b is a positive 3. On this one, my m is 1, so 1 over 1, and my b is a 1. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna use pink and purple. So equation 1 is going to be in pink, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the positive 3, and I'm going to put a dot on the y-axis, okay? 3 on the y-axis. Then I follow my slope. Negative 1, 1. That means I go down 1 over 1, down 1, down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1. And I'm going to go ahead and make several. I'm going to go all the way across this graph. Okay, now if I want to graph on the other side, I have to go up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1, because you have to do the opposite. Okay, so here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Sorry about checking that. I grabbed my note card here. Okay, now I'm going to draw a line all the way through. Okay, there's my first graph. Now let's look at the second graph. The second graph is y equals x plus 1. So now we start at the plus 1 because b is a positive 1, all right? And my slope says I go up 1 over 1, 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 up 1 over 1. So I'm going to go all the way across, and then I'm going to come down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1. Down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1. All right, now I'm going to draw this all the way across. All right, so now we have to find the solution. The solution is where my two graphs intersect. Well, there they are. Okay, the solution, the pink line crosses the purple line at this ordered pair. So I have to figure it out. So I have to write the solution. Okay, and this dot, remember, your solution is in XY. So I have to go over 1 and up 2. So over 1, up 2. I went 1, up 2. My solution is 1, 2. Okay, and that's the solution to the system of equations. Now, let's go ahead and talk about parallel lines. Parallel lines have the same slope, but different y-intercepts. Okay? And that equals no solution. Okay? Now let me tell you why parallel lines do not have a solution. Because parallel lines will never cross. Parallel lines are more like a train track. Okay? They're right next to each other. But they're never going to intersect. So therefore there's no solution. Because a solution to a system of equations is only where the lines have an intersection. Okay? Now what is the same line? So there's a definition of same line. And what that is that's the same slope and the same y-intercept. Okay? And this equals infinite solutions. Okay, the graph intersects infinite number of times. Because what's happening is it's like parallel lines look more like this. Okay? They're parallel to each other. They're never going to cross. Same lines, you actually are graphing the exact same line, one on top of the other. So they're touching in infinite places, which means that the solutions is infinitely many because every single ordered pair is a solution. Okay? So let's see what this looks like. All right. So let's graph. Let's go over here and let's write some equations. So our first equation is going to be, number 1 is going to be y minus 2x equals negative 8. And we're going to use, in pink, we'll do y equals 2x plus 4. Okay, so now I have to first check. Are they in slope-intercept form? So let's look at this one. That is not in slope-intercept form. So let's just come up here and let's say y minus 2x equals negative 8. I have to solve for y. So I want to add 2x. Y equals 2x minus 8. All right, so this equation is y equals 2x minus 8. All right, so 2x minus 8. Now, can you all see that very well? I'll come up here and write it. Y equals 2x minus 8. So now what we want to do is we want to write the slope and the y-intercept. So my m is 2. But everything is always over 1. and my b is -8. Okay, because you always want your slope to be a fraction. On this one, my m is 2/1, and my b is 4. Okay, so let's graph the first one. So what do? You start at b. B is your starting point. So we're going to start at -8 on the y-axis. So I'm starting all the way down here. My slope says that I'm going to do rise over run. I'm going to go up 2/1. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Go up 2/1, up 2/1. And over here, I'm going to go down 2/1. All right, so now we're going to draw that line. It's important to go ahead and follow through. Your graphs for your homework aren't this large, but it's always a good idea to go through and always graph across the grid because you never know where they're going to intersect or what kind of information you need to get. All right, so this B starts at a +4. And you have to go up 2/1, up 2/1, up 2/1. And then here you go down 2/1. You go down 2/1, down 2/1, down 2/1. Now, and I'm doing this because I'm going in the opposite direction, okay? All right, so let's look at that. Well, those look like parallel lines, right? So let's double check. A parallel line has the same slope and different y-intercepts. Well, let's see. We know it doesn't have a solution because it doesn't cross. Well, I have the same slope and I have different y-intercepts. So we have parallel lines which equals no solution. Parallel lines which equals no solution. Okay, let's take the graph and let's graph one more. Okay, here we go. Let's graph y equals x plus 5. In the pink, number 2, we'll graph 2y equals 2x plus 5. Oh, plus 10. Let's do plus 10. Okay. Now, is the first one in slope-intercept form? Yes. My m is 1, so that's 1/1. My b is 5. Now, what is this one? So now we have to solve for y. Okay, so this is not in y equals mx plus b. So to solve for y, you have to divide by 2, divide by 2. Y equals x. 2 divided by 2 is just x. 10 divided by 2 is a positive 5. Okay, so your m is 1/1 and your b is 5. Okay, so let's graph the first line. The first one says we are going to start at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go up 1/1, up 1/1, up 1/1, up 1/1, up 1/1, up 1/1. So I'm going to go down 1/1. I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see, right there. Okay. So let me draw that line. And let's do the next one. This one says I'm also starting at 5, and I have the same slope. So it's the exact same line, okay? So I'm just going to draw my line over the top. So this is same line, which equals infinite solutions, okay? Infinite solutions. So let's recap real quick. All right. So to solve a system of equations, the ordered pair must fit into both equations, and they must equal both sides. So it must satisfy the equation. If it does, it's a solution. You must have your equations in y equals mx plus b form. Okay, we've got to get this memorized if you don't already have it memorized. So once you're given the equations, you have to make sure they're in y equals mx plus b form. Once they are, or if they're not, you solve for y. Once they are, then you're going to pull out your m and your b. You're going to graph. You start with your b, and you follow your slope. Okay? Your solution is where the two lines cross. Okay. When you're dealing with parallel lines and same lines, parallel lines are going to have the same slope and different y-intercepts. No solution because they will not cross. And the same line is the same slope and same y-intercept, which means they have infinite solutions because every ordered pair is a solution. Thank you.